like things little, but we love things big. Yeah, I grew out of it, and you just fit right in. It's time to find what is.
When you're a single mum, things are tough, but that's where I learnt to be resourceful. I'm Cinzia Cozzolino, and this is my story.
Remember to forget. We like things little, but we love things big. Yeah, I grew out of it, and you just fit right in.
Being an entrepreneur requires a certain skill, which I never thought I had. I just wanted to get along and do things pretty loosely. I didn't like the confinement of running a business, but I ended up loving it. I used my resourcefulness in a different mode when I was in my 20s and when I had kids. I used it for ways that were survival mode. So my survival mode kicked in when I was bringing up 2 kids on my own. Then as soon as the kids were older, then I could let go a bit and go, okay, what do I really want to do? That's when the penny dropped. That's when I went back and studied to be a nutritionist at 42, because I thought, I need to do something. I can't just kind of blend in and just do nothing. And so I went back to study, and then I allowed my thoughts to come in. I allowed them. They were always there, but I think now I allowed them to come in and start feeding off that excitement and passion that I naturally have. I was at uni studying about nutrition and all these really good foods, and in my own home I had my 13-year-old that was going off to school with no food, and then on top of that she wasn't even eating lunch. What happens to girls in year 7 is that they want to be cool, and so they often don't eat in front of each other.
We just used to fight all the time about food because I wouldn't eat lunch or breakfast. So Mum would make me really healthy, beautiful meals, and I just wouldn't eat any of them because it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool to be healthy. It was cool to just, eat junk food all the time.
It really bothered me that this was going on. I'm like, you've got to eat. And she's like, Mum, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat. And I thought, what can I do to put some nutrition in her? And that's why the idea of making a ball and putting all the nutrients in there came about. I thought all she has to do, put it into the blender, throw in that banana or whatever she's got at home, put in the milk, and she's done it. And on top of that, if that didn't even happen, she can just grab one and eat it as she walked out the door. The Smoothie Bombs started out initially as a food service product because I had friends that owned cafes, and they saw their use and thought, this is cool, can you make them for us? Funny story is that we got this incredible order from the Palace in Dubai. I was really excited. That was the biggest order we've had. So I called my daughter who's living in the US and said, guess what, we got this big order. And she goes, Mum, please don't tell me that you're going to hand roll them. I'm like, of course we are. How else are we going to do them? And she's like, Mum, you've got to find a factory. You've got to find a way to get this. You cannot scale up while you're doing it like this. You need to find a factory. And I'm like, yeah, she's right. But of course, we spent a whole week rolling balls to do this order, and we sent them off. And that was the final straw for me. I'm like, yeah, we need to find a factory. And so we went looking around for a place to do it. We finally found one. And that was a big moment for us. I cried when I saw them go through the machine the first time. I was like, yes! That was a big jump. So once I realised that I've got a factory that make them, then I was out there making more sales, bringing in more customers, found a distributor, started to look outside, of distributors in each state, and it grew from there. Since I've got Chemist Warehouse, I've had so many other types of companies that are big and growing approaching me going, we'd like to put you in 40 of our stores, we'd like to put you in, the 60 that we've got here, or we'd like to, internationally I've been approached to start exporting. So it's growing all the time, which is incredible and it's a lot of fun. I have this blind belief, and my kids have picked it up, to just go and just see what happens. And when you have that way of thinking, things happen, things do come. It's bizarre. The things that have happened to us and the prizes we've won, or the encounters we've had and where we've gone and what we've done.
We're just about to launch an ambassador program, and we want to build that community because we have a really strong community online and we want them to feel connected. So we want to build that community with us, everyone sharing their recipes and really feeling involved. So yeah, everyone's getting a present and they've got their own code and they get their own special deals if they're an ambassador.
What I found through my own research is that 1 in 3 Australians don't eat breakfast. Breakfast is a big problem, and as a nutritionist and as a nurturer, as a mother, that stuff really bothers me. I'm like, why are they not eating breakfast? So trying to solve that problem for people is my drive.